Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to week 6 of the BattleBots Prediction League. How did you guys get on last week? Let's have a look. The scores are on your screen right now, and you guys had once again a fantastic week. As the audience, you got all but one fight correct. You got the Dragon Slayer duck fight wrong. I got that wrong as well. I also got the Gigabyte Captain Shredderator fight wrong. I got the Uppercut Free Shipping fight wrong. And I also incorrectly thought that Blacksmith would beat Shatter, which is not what happened. For the scores, it means that you are absolute streaks ahead of me. You are 9.5 points ahead of me. I'm on 23, you guys are on 32. I need to really book my ideas because I'm going to catch up with you guys. So let's get in to the predictions. So it's time to have a look at the fight card. Here's my reactions. I know what the main event is. I say that every week. Of course I know what the main event is. We're going to scroll down and here we go. BattleBot supporters, who's your picks for Thirsty's fight card? So we have Hypershock Lockjaw as the main event. And then we have some interesting fights here. Yeah. Interesting. Dragon Slayer in immediately after fighting last week. That's quite interesting. Right. I'll get back to you with my predictions. Right, so it's time for the first fight. It is Rotator against Black Dragon. A great way to start off the episode. I just had to look who each robot fought because I'm absolutely rubbish at remembering. But Rotator beat Kraken, and that was a fantastic fight. How did I forget that one? It was a fantastic fight. Rotator ripping lumps off of Kraken, and then Black Dragon fought Ice Wave, winning quite handily themselves. Ripping Ice Wave, not ripping Ice Wave, but sort of deflecting them, sort of beating them very, pardon me, very handily. Who do I think is going to win this match? It's a tricky one. It is a very, very tricky one, I think. Again, every time we do these predictions, I just have to think about how they will initially come together, because with weapons this powerful, how they come together is going to be incredibly important. Rotator is a horizontal. Black Dragon is a vertical egg beater. I think that plow on the front of Black Dragon is going to be very important in deflecting Rotator's attacks away. As a result, I am going to go for Black Dragon. I think the first hit is going to be very important, and I think the way that Black Dragon is going to deflect Rotator away is going to allow Black Dragon to get on the upper hand. Will there be a knockout? I'm not too sure. But I think Black Dragon has got the more KO potential, and I think Black Dragon, if it goes to the judges, would have the better score. Our second fight sees Lucky against Blade. Blade lost to Scorpios the other week. It was very disappointing actually. I thought they were going to do really well there. And they're fighting Lucky, who also lost. But against who? I don't quite remember. Lucky was fighting... We're going to find out. Lucky, of course, lost to Tantrum. How can I forget that? Yeah, Lucky lost to Tantrum. It was... went to the judges if I remember correctly. And you know, I think I went for Tantrum for that match, and you know, it wasn't a competitor they could do really great against. Blade's blade was not that damaging against Scorpios. I thought it was quite disappointing. I thought it would have more of a hit to it. It got bullied quite badly. Have they sorted the blade out for this fight? Quite possibly. And I would be, you know, I can see myself going for Blade in this fight. but I'm not. I'm going to go for Lucky in this battle of the 0-1 robots. I think Lucky's wedge will do a similar job to what Scorpios did. I didn't see anything from Blade that was particularly impressive. I don't know if they will have sorted it. If they have sorted it, yeah, of course they can win. And I will hold my hands up and say, you know, well done to them. I want Blade to do really well. I always want the machines, the foreign machines, to do well. But I saw nothing from that first appearance that will make me think that they will do better in this appearance. And I think they're going to get manhandled. And I'm going to go for Lucky, which is not something that I thought I would say when I first looked at the fight card. But that is what I'm going to go for. So it's time for Dragon Slayer against Minotaur. This is Dragon Slayer's second fight. They fought last week against Duck and won on a judge's decision. A great win for the rookie. Minotaur, meanwhile, fought in the first fight of the season, losing to Sawblaze in spectacular fashion. You know, they exploded. I think it is start of the comeback for Minotaur. I'm going to say that straight away. Dragon Slayer. It was an interesting fight against Duck, and I think we'll talk more about Duck when it has its third fight, but the news is that Duck is being retired, and I can understand why this Duck was the evolution of the previous Duck, but I don't think it's as good as the previous Ducks. I think this Duck is a step backwards in design, and you know, Dragon Slayer beat it, but it was a close fight once again. And I think Dragon Slayer against a better quality machine in Minotaur. I think Minotaur will be so eager to get into a winning mindset. They'll go out there, and I think they will dismantle Dragon Slayer. I think it's going to be fast. I think it's going to be brutal. And I think it's going to be the proof that Minotaur are back in the game, and they are going to look deadly and, you know, look to go as far as they can and get into that tournament and go as far as they can. I think Minotaur for me, Dragon Slayer going to die a horrible, deadly death. So it's another 0-1 fight. It is, fight between two winless robots. It's Pain Train against Yeti. Pain Train got absolutely yeeted by Deep Six in their first match, while Yeti got absolutely yeeted by Mad Catter. So both these robots with a lot on the line. Pain Train got absolutely bodied by Deep Six. I still don't think we've seen the best of Pain Train yet. I think there could be more to come. And Yeti, I was incredibly disappointed. In fact, both of these robots I thought were going to win their first fights in this season, and I was wrong on both occasions. And Yeti were really disappointing in my mind. I don't think the design is as good as the old Yeti. I think the old Yeti had a bit of an aggression to it. I don't want to talk bad about builders, because they build these incredible machines, but Yeti is just very flat and boxy now. And it used to be boxy, but I don't know, it just had a streamline sort of ness to it, a streamlininess. It's not a word. But now it's just very boxy, very easy to get a hold of. Though saying that, I don't think Pain Train can get much of a hold, because they're sort of more of a drum spinner, not a vertical spinner like Mad Catter. I think Yeti, I don't think it will go very far in the season overall, but I think it can get a win here. I think Pain Train was not that impressive. I think can it take the knocks? Debatable. I think Yeti has got more chance of taking the knocks. I think those little wedge spike lifter things on the front of Yeti will be crucial in lifting Pain Train up and sort of keeping them at arm's reach. And I think Yeti will get the win here in the end. So I'm going to go for Yeti. It's Hijinx against Kraken. We've just talked about who Kraken lost to, and he's further up the fight card. It's Rotator. A fantastic fight. Kraken does give us fantastic fights, you know. They really do. And Hijinx, they got bodied by Mammoth in their first fight. So again, it's another 0-1 fight. There's a lot of 0-1 teams actually in this fight card. I think it's all about the 0-1 fighters today, actually, looking at it. So yeah, Hijinx versus Kraken. A difficult one, this. It's very much, I feel the same about the Mammoth Hijinx one as well. That just like, the shapes are just so weird. And you don't know who's going to get a good bite on what and who's going to do what. I think Kraken has got a chance here. I think Hijinx are very biteable, very controllable. I don't know how strong that Hijinx spinner is. So I'm going to go for Kraken on this one. I think Kraken will get the win and you know, start looking good for that round of 32 place that it needs. So, our second to last fight of the night, or the regular fight card that is Defender against Riptide. Now, Defender, they lost to Ribot in their first fight. Though, remember, you've got to put some stock in Defender. It was its first fight as a new machine, but it's got that Vasquez family legacy, and you've got to put respect on that name. If you don't put respect on the bot. Riptide, meanwhile, beat Huge. It was a huge win, a huge upset, you would say, for Riptide. And, you know, it was very impressive that they box rushed Huge and got them stuck. I think they would have won even if Huge hadn't got stuck and if it had gone all the way to the judges, because they were very aggressive, very quick. How will they do against Defender here today? I mean, it depends, really. We didn't see Riptide spinning blade for particularly long, really, because the fight was over very quickly, if I remember correctly. And it's a tricky one. It's a very similar machine for Defender to fight compared to Ribot. But I think I'm going to go for Defender. I think it's going to be able to put Riptide in its jaws and carry it around, I think. Yeah, that's what I think. I think Defender. I don't quite know why, looking at them, I can just imagine Riptide being in Defender's jaws and being carried around the arena. So I am going to go for Defender. Don't ask me why, just a feeling in my brain. The YouTube exclusive is Deep Six versus Smee, and I didn't actually clock that it was Smee. Wow, what a fight, what a mess this is going to be. So this, I think, is Smee's first fight of the season. We've not seen Smee yet. So welcome to BattleBots 2021, Smee. You get fed to Deep Six. But can Deep Six win this sort of fight? How on earth do we judge this one, audience? How on earth? I feel very similar to how I feel about, again, that Hijinx Mammoth fight. How are these robots going to go together? I have no idea. It's going to be Deep Six, isn't it? Surely. They're going to absolutely punt Smee. I think it's going to be very impressive. I think it's a very good idea to put this as a YouTube exclusive. Probably better than the Valkyrie Triple Crown one from the other week. But yeah, I'm going to go for Deep Six. Again, I'm not quite sure why. I can't say exactly what's going to happen. Usually I try and predict it, give you a little bit of a feel for how the battle's going to go. But I can't do that. I just think it's going to be Deep Six. More damage output potential. That's what I'm going for. The main event is Hypershock versus Lockjaw. What a main event. I'm amazed that these two have never faced. We actually looked up. We knew the main event. This was going to be the main event. Caveat, I always know what the main event's going to be. And we looked up whether Hypershock had ever fought Lockjaw, because we were convinced they had. And they have never fought. So, who's going to win? I have no idea. So, Hypershock beat Slammo in their first fight, while Lockjaw lost to Copperhead in that main event from the other week. I think Lockjaw is going to go 2-0. You know, I'm going for it. I think Lockjaw is such a weird robot. because sometimes it's really good, but I think it's on a downward trajectory really in BattleBots. I think they're starting to struggle. They're starting to show their age, not the robot that is starting to show. You know, you need to update it, you need to redesign it, and fix the problems and the bugs. And I just think Lockjaw. I'm looking at that wedge on Hypershock, and I'm thinking if they come into contact, Hypershock's just going to shrug it off like it's nothing. And unless reliability gremlins hurt Hypershock, I think it's got this in the bag. I think it's gonna box rush Lockjaw. It's gonna smash into them, smash them into the screws. And I think Lockjaw is gonna just be pounded repeatedly by Hypershock, both ramming it and hitting it with this new disc that looks very, very strong. And unless Hypershock just conks out and breaks down, I think Lockjaw will conk out and break down. But, you know, it could be both. Both could knock themselves out and just conk out and break down. But who knows? That's who I think is going to win the main event. I'm going for Hypershock. So, that is the end of this week's predictions. Some interesting fights. I think a lot of these robots sort of on the lower end. I think this is not one of the strongest fight cards we've seen. There's a lot though on the line in these fights, is what I'll say. Maybe we haven't quite got the Titan against Titan battles that we sometimes come to expect of a BattleBot. But every one of these fights is crucial to this season. One of the comments I saw on the Facebook post was there are 9 bots this week who are fighting against going 0-2, and there are 6 who are looking to go to 2-0. That is a lot on the line for those 0-1 bots. And you know, I was going through it and I was saying, God, I can't believe that one's 0-1. I can't believe that one's 0-1. You know, there are so many 0-1 fights. You know, it's going to be so crucial. But those are my predictions this week. I'll probably get half of them wrong again. You, the audience, have just got better and better throughout the weeks. I hope you don't extend your lead anymore. I need to cut that lead back. The poll is in the description as per usual. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next week for week 7 of BattleBots. We're getting closer and closer to that round of 32. I wonder who's going to be in it. I wonder how it's going to shape up. I get so excited when we get close to the brackets. It's going to be fantastic. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.